Take the Charlos, or you take a Mikey Garcia, or you take a Deontay Wilder. These are old guys who sort of like are the similar stage where Floyd Mayweather was when I started to get involved with Floyd. So if Floyd would have signed on with somebody like that, do you think he would have ever made 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 million dollars? No way, because there is no pay-per-view. You're going to be capped. You're going to be capped to license fees, and that is only for 2 years, and then what about after that? So I think these fighters in the US are much smarter than Eddie thinks they are.
Now, people may not know this about Richard Schaffer, but you stay on top of the boxing news. You know more than what people think, because you follow fighters online and promotions. What did you make of Adrian Broner posting the offer he got?
Well, you know, Adrian made a lot of money. He's going to continue to make a lot of money, because what Adrian does is he attracts eyeballs, and it's sort of like telling that Eddie is going to go after him because he knows he is one of the biggest names in the sport, and he has many tremendous fights ahead of him. And Adrian is too smart to fall for that trap, and so good for him.
What do you think Mikey Garcia does at this point?
Well, I think Mikey has a great thing going for him. He is been capturing belts ever since she came back, looking spectacular doing it, moving up in everyone's pound-for-pound list today. I do believe that Mikey Garcia is pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world, based on what he has accomplished in the past, what he has accomplished in the last couple of years, and so the way how he makes it look easy. Very charismatic as well, bilingual, so he really is the total package. So this is a perfect example for a fighter. Why attach yourself? You know, keep your options open. It worked for Oscar. It worked for Floyd Mayweather. So why go and lock yourself into a situation where you're going to be captive to license fees, subject to how much a particular network or streaming service in this case wants to pay? Why do that? What's the upside? It might be short-term gain, but I tell you one thing, it's going to be long-term.
I gotta ask you this while I go. Canelo Triple G, Canelo says 35-65, Triple G says 50-50. You work with a lot of fighters. What do you make of that? What do you think happened?
Well, I think that's totally bullshit. As a fight fan, we need to see that fight. And those two promoters, Schaffer and Oscar, need to sit down, lock themselves in a room, and work those details out. Because the fact is, there's no other fight for Canelo where he can make the kind of money he can make in a Golovkin fight. Even if he ends up paying Golovkin 40%, meet in the middle, do a 60-40. The 60% Canelo can make in a rematch with Golovkin is substantially more, probably double, if not triple, what he can make in any other fight. Besides the fact that he would piss off fighters. Same is true for Golovkin. Whether he makes 50% or 40%, who cares? The 40% you can make, for that matter, even the 35%, which seem to be on the table, the 35% you can make generates more money for Golovkin than any other fight, even remotely close could, probably 3, 4, 5 times as much. And so it's one of those things which I actually experience often. And it's not just the case in boxing, but particularly in boxing. People count the other side's money. Don't count the other side's money. As long as you make more than you can make in any other situation, you've got to be happy. And you've got to accept that. Don't count how much the other guy is going to make. Because if you're like that, that's the beginning of the end.
Now, Richard. Oh, sorry. Richard, now. Okay. I appreciate you, Ellie. Richard, I heard your comments about Eddie Hearn's $1 billion deal. You responded to each other. Oscar De La Hoya called it PBC2. Can you explain what PBC is versus DAZN?
Let's put it like that. I really don't understand why everybody is on PBC's ass. The fact is, they have the best fighters. No question about it. They put together week after week, or every other week after every other week, the best fights. Nobody puts together fights like that on a consistent basis. I mean, nobody. So what's the problem? me 2 years ago, well, you know what, they're still here, and you know what, they're going to be here next year, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after. So guys, better get used to it. They're here to stay. And all those people who say that PBC was a failed experiment, or whatever you want to call it, why? Why is it failed? I mean, in any business you start, you spend in the first 2, 3, 4 years, you spend to build it up, and now I think they're doing terrific, doing fights from the biggest venues. I mean, look at this fight here, two world title fights, getting exposure worldwide. The fights are being sold in 180 countries around the world. I mean, the fighters are gaining status and you look at some of those fighters, like you look at Deontay Wilder, you look at Mikey Garcia, you look at Charles, you look at some of those guys. Those are fighters which I can guarantee you are going to be pay-per-view stars. It's not a matter of in how many years, it's a matter of maybe 1 fight, 2 fights, or maybe even the next fight. I mean, if Mikey Garcia wins the fight, he's scheduled to fight, and he's wants to go on and fight Errol Spence. Guys, that's a pay-per-view fight. These are 2 of the top pay-per-view fighters in the world. That's a big pay-per-view fight from Las Vegas. Are we going to build this up just like we done with Floyd? Floyd didn't start with 1 million pay-per-views. Floyd started with 200,000-300,000. You know, you build yourself up, and eventually the 1 million homes are going to come. Do I think that a Mikey Garcia or an Errol Spence or a Deontay Wilder or the Charlos can become stars which command 1 million plus per pay-per-view homes? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm telling you something else. I am 100% sure about that. One of those guys, or some of those guys, are actually going to break the pay-per-view records which have been established by Floyd Mayweather.
The 4.7?
I would bet on that.
Together or one?
No, one.
You always promote, Richard. You always promote.
I'm always right. Yeah. I mean, when they told me that those records established by Mike Tyson and by are never going to be broken, HBO told me, it's a different time. We're never going to break those records. Well, you know what I said? Records are here to be broken. Did we break them? Yes, we broke them. As a matter of fact, we shattered them with Oscar against Mayweather, and then with Mayweather. You know, this is the beauty of it. And today you have so many distribution channels to promote events. These records are going to be broken, no question.
Now, you got the young Nigerian, right?
Yes.
You got the knockout. God damn.
This guy is unbelievable. And, you know, I have to say, one guy who I trust very much when it comes to scouting talent, you know, track record speaks for itself, is Shelly Finkel.
Okay, Shelly Finkel.
And particularly with the
heavyweights, I was about to say that.
Shelly has like a long, I mean, he's now involved with Deontay Wilder. He actually is the one who found Deontay Wilder and brought him to me. I signed Deontay Wilder when I was a golden boy. From the first fight on, right after the Olympics. That was Shelly as well. So Shelly has a tremendous eye for talent, and when he told me that he saw this heavyweight from Nigeria, I said, okay, call me in. And that was Efe. Efe won at the Rio Olympics the tournament. For the tournament, he won knockout of the Olympics. So we all know he's a huge puncher. But now with the coaching he gets from Ronnie Shields, he really becomes a better boxer as well, and is developing beautifully. Loves to be in Houston, Texas. The largest Nigerian population outside of Nigeria is in Houston. Over 150 people, as a matter of fact.
150,000.
150,000. Sorry, 150,000. So this is really, you know, he come along very nice, and that's that knockout on FS1.
Knockout of the year thus far.
Knockout of the year so far.
Charles got something to live up to.
This is a guy who's never been, the guy he fought has never been knocked out. I mean, he lost before, but he's never been knocked out.
And how fast are you going to move him?
Well, you know, I believe...
You're moving Joe Joyce pretty fast. I know he's older, but...
Yeah, I believe that at Ringstar we have the 3 best young heavyweights. And in no particular order, Tony Oka, the Olympic gold medalist, Joe Joyce, the silver medalist, and Efe, the one who won the knockout of the tournament. So I have the 3 best young heavyweights, and each one is a little bit different. Joe Joyce is 32 years old. He has a tremendous amateur background, so we're moving him very quickly. As a matter of fact, he would like to fight Baby Miller next. I reached out to Baby Miller. It would only be his 5th fight, by the way. So you have to respect the guy who in his 5th fight wants to go and fight one of the top 3-4 heavyweights in the world.
How was those negotiations?
Oh, they're sort of like think it's a big risk for Baby Miller, and they want to get paid properly. So hopefully we can get it done. And then the other one, Tony Yoka, is fighting in June 23rd in Paris again. It's coming along very nicely. Huge star in Paris, huge star in France, and then we have Effe. So Effe, we have to sort of like listen to Ronnie Shields on how fast we want to move him, but after those first 5 fights or so, all of them in devastating knockouts,
for real,
he is like, we can step him up. So it's exciting times for the heavyweights.
It
because
is.
we don't only have, we have the Deontay Wilder, of course, and the Anthony Joshua, and then we have a bunch of other guys' names which keep on getting recycled in a way. But then we have the youngsters come up, and that's where I'm gonna come in with those 3 names.
I'll end it with a comment. Shit, to keep it real, it's an exciting time for you.
It's very
You got
exciting.
you got 10 toes on the ground. You good?
Absolutely, no, I love it, and I have the fights in England, I have the fights in Paris. I do the fights here. I have on this card here another exciting young guy, the most sought after American Olympian.
The kid from up north, right?
It's Carlos Balderas.
Yeah, Balderas. Yeah.
So Carlos is going to be on this card, and he has that it factor. I have very, very big hopes for him. I have no question. He's not only going to be a champion, but really a superstar. So we have an exciting group of fighters. We have Iman Stanionis, the Lithuanian kid, big puncher as well, who is basically ready to challenge for a title.
Oh, wow.
You see, the thing is, these young Olympians are not like the young Olympians from like 10 years ago or so. These are Olympians which are used already to fighting professional style, meaning without headgear. So they are more advanced. Today's amateurs are more advanced than yesterday's amateurs.
Appreciate you, Richard.
All right.
Thank you as always. Appreciate you, King.
See you.
Yep.